2, 1.
One.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome
to episode
to
2
episode 2
of We Like
of
Chips.
We Like Chips.
I am your host, Roberto, or Robby, and I'm here with...
I'm David.
Okay, so how are you, David?
I'm good. Work's getting more busy, and I'm getting ready to watch that, what's it called? Live broadcast, the graduation thing for the Hall of Life that we talked about last episode. It's gonna happen in
you mentioned that.
2 more days. So it's gonna be great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I started a new job today, so I'm kind of pooped. But things are going well. You know, the weather's a little warm, but enjoying life, you know, eating and breathing. And speaking of breathing, you know, there's a couple things we should talk about. Number one, thank you everyone for those of you that watched our first episode. By the time this episode comes out, the second one should be... Sorry, by the time this episode comes out, the first one should have been out for like a week or two. So thank you.
Yep.
We appreciate your feedback. David's been very vocal about how much I say the word and how loud I breathe. So I will work on that myself. I want to point out that David has a new camera and he looks really good. His skin is shining.
Oh, no. It's oily now.
No, it's a good shine. It's like handsome shine.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Yeah. Any other current events you want to talk about?
Not much. What's there's 4th of July coming up. You doing anything special?
No. It depends. I think I'm gonna be moving. So yeah, it should be pretty
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch the fireworks, right?
Mm-hmm.
4th of July, and then on the 5th, I'm gonna go up to my girlfriend, right? And then I'm gonna say to her this: like, "Did you see?" I want to sit right next to her, and I'm gonna say, "Did you see the fireworks last night? The fireworks." And then she's gonna be right here next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
That's
Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that
current event? Oh, I don't understand why you're bringing this up.
I don't. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, shout
July
out to your
5th.
shout out to Annika.
Never mind. I'm awkward. Whatever.
Current events for me.
What about you? Yeah.
I think something kind of important happened. Tyler, the Creator, dropped a new album. It's pretty good. Solid 8 out of 10 for me personally. Pretty good listen. I recommend everyone should go listen. Do you like Tyler, the Creator? You actually listened to it with me.
Yes. I muted you halfway.
Oh, you're in.
I was like, "What is this music?" And then, no offense to people who like Tyler, but I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go do my own thing."
Why are we friends? We have nothing in common.
What do you mean? We both love Japan, right, Roberto?
Yes, one more than the
Roberto,
other.
a closet weeb.
No,
Everybody
I'm
call him
not
a weeb in the comments.
I'm not a weeb. I'm like cool. I party and I go to raves sometimes and concerts. You know, I just drink. You know, and I just
Can you move to your right a bit?
Yeah, I'm always vibe checking people. You know, and I wear Doc Martens. I don't think you can wear Doc Martens and like be a weave. So
Move to your right this way.
All right.
That's your left then. Left more.
Yeah.
More? More? Keep
I'm
going.
confused. Anyways, let's talk about today's topic, David. So what's today's topic, David?
It's about growing up poor or not rich.
So,
say it nicer.
Yeah, so today's topic's about, I guess, pretty much me and David's upbringing and some of our shared experiences growing up in what people would consider low income. You know, I actually looked it up, and according to this website I found, pretty trusted, anything you can find it online, right? It's from the IRS. Me and David qualify under very low income level, which we already knew because, you know, me and David had like pretty good financial aid in college, which is where we met.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess before we kind of start talking crap about our childhood, we should point out that we're grateful to our parents that they made the sacrifice to come to this country for us to have a better life, right?
Yeah, the stereotypical story for our first generations, but I mean, it's. I really appreciate my parents
Yeah,
that
me too.
that came all the way here,
Yeah.
just so we can start over, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents. I mean, my parents did their best. I'm sure yours did too. You know, they tried their hardest and they made it work. Not knowing English, and I appreciate
Hmm.
all the efforts they did. With that being said, you know, we had very good lives growing. Like, you know, relatively speaking, you know, very good standard of living compared to probably like a global scale. Could be a lot worse. You know, we are grateful, but that's not gonna stop us from, like, you know, kind of laughing at some of our upbringing stories, right, David?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's some stories out there for being poor, so it'd be nice to share with everybody, I guess.
Yeah. Did you get allowance growing up?
um, I think my allowance steadily rose over the years, but I think at first I had $2 to $3 as an elementary school student. That's pretty much my lunch money. So they gave me lunch money, and then by the time I was a senior in high school, I think they gave me about $10 to $15. Yeah, for per week.
I think when I was in seventh grade, they were giving me like $10 a week. And I remember I saved for a full year, right? So 52
Mm.
weeks, $10, you know, was like $120. And I bought a bike. I bought a $500 bike. It was actually like 400 or so. And I was really proud of it, you know, because I thought it was cool. And I went to the library because I used to read a lot at the public library. And I didn't lock my bike. And I came outside and it wasn't there anymore. So I only had it
Oof.
for like a month before they stole it. And the day before it got stolen, I actually got pulled over by a cop for not wearing a helmet, and he gave me a ticket for not wearing a helmet.
Oh,
So
so I
that
pay
bike
for
is
that
cursed.
ticket too.
Yeah, I had to pay for that ticket. I had to go to like biking school, dude. It was dumb.
Vikings. Well, you didn't have a bike anymore though,
Yeah,
so
I know. They're like, I showed up and they was your bike, and I was like, I don't have a bike, and they gave me a helmet though.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that
Um,
must be devastating.
How were your school lunches growing up? Since you were like, you know, poor, because I'm assuming.
Um,
Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. My parents really didn't cook for lunches for me. Didn't really
Mhm.
have the bag lunch, so we always get what they call it in elementary school here, hot meals. So either hot or cold. Cold is you
Mhm.
bring food from home, so I get hot meals. So it's just the stereotypical, milk, a carton of milk, side of like vegetables, and then maybe fruits, and then you got a main entree dish usually. And I really
Mhm.
hated the pizza, especially. It tastes like cardboard. The pizza at schools, it's just, I don't know why people like it. I hated it. I think my favorite was I don't know if you guys know this. It's called Pizza Pocket. It looks like an empanada or something, and then inside it's like pizza filling and stuff. That's what my
What do you think
favorite.
you're talking to? It's probably American. I mean, whatever audience we have is probably American. I'm pretty sure pizza pockets are like commonly known, David.
It's not Pizza Pocket, okay? It's sort of, I don't know what they're called.
Aren't hot pockets the same as pizza pockets?
Are they called Pizza Pockets?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Those were my favorites.
So for
What
me,
about you? Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed cafeteria lunch. I don't know why. I think growing up, I didn't realize this, but my mom's cooking was pretty bad. Like when I go home, I love her cooking because of the nostalgia factor. But I think my mom was too rushed all the time because she worked as well as like take care of us, so she didn't cook as well. And cafeteria food was pretty good for me. I actually really like the pizza. Personally, I don't. I can eat pizza. There's no such thing as bad pizza. I've never had bad pizza. Like I can't think
This-
of a bad pizza I've ever had.
No way. I'll make you a bad pizza.
If there's pepperoni and like tomato sauce on it, I'm sure I'll like it. You know. You know, I think my favorite thing to eat at the cafeteria that I think fondly back on is cornbread and I really like the breakfast burritos. It was like cheese and egg, and those were so good. And I've never had a breakfast burrito as good as the ones that I had in cafeteria growing up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, were you ever jealous of
Cause
like the kids that like brought like good lunches? Like,
oh, Lunchables. I
yeah,
was
how'd you
so
feel about
jealous
that?
of all the people who bought Lunchables. Oh,
So I was jealous until one day I begged my mom and she bought me one. It
okay.
was it sucked. After that, I was like, why do people eat
Wait,
this?
which one did you get?
The pizza one, actually, I lied. There's such a thing as bad pizza. It's Lunchables pizza. It was horrible. I was like,
Dude, that's not
why do people eat this? This is terrible.
that's not pizza though. That's like just slap on like cheese and and like tomato sauce, and then you call that a pizza. It's not a pizza. You didn't bake it.
Well, I thought it was bad. And after
Oh
that, I
yeah.
wasn't so jealous anymore. What I was more jealous of, so my school, we had like these two lunch carts that sold Domino's pizza. So it was either
Wait,
cafeteria food, your own lunch, or they would bring
what?
this $5 pizza boxes.
Uh huh.
They could eat at lunch. And my parents would give me like, $20 a week. So sometimes I would like splurge and buy myself one. Um,
Wait,
but
like a whole box for yourself?
well, it was a personal pizza.
Oh, okay.
And while we're talking about pizza, when I was in high school, we had open campus lunch. And like I said, we didn't have that much money. So if I wasn't eating at the cafeteria, there was only two things that I could afford outside of school, okay? Either one, I would go to Carl's Jr. and get a chicken sandwich with a small soda for like $3.19. Or I would go to Little Caesars and Dollar Tree with my friend. We would put together like $6 and buy a hand ready and a 2-liter soda. And we just eat that outside the school.
2 liter soda?
Yeah, me and my
Wait, the
friend would
whole
do-
thing for two people?
Yeah,
Holy!
we were like 15, 16 years
how
old.
how do you still have teeth?
Braces. Brush my teeth.
Yeah, take care of your teeth, people.
This turned into a pizza topic, a podcast, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. Pineapple and
we
pizza,
love
David.
we love pizza. No, I hate. Don't do that. Don't say
That
that.
should be our title, actually. We love pizza.
All right, new title. But I mean, you're lucky that you had open campus in high school. My campus was closed, so there was a security guard outside the gates, and if you got caught like sneaking out, you get detention. So it was pretty strict.
I ditched a lot, actually.
Hmm.
I ditched a lot.
Oh, look at this guy. Don't
So-
follow him.
I would always pretend that I was a senior with a free period, and I would just walk across. And if someone said something to me, I would just be like, "Oh, I'm a senior, free period," and I would just
Oh.
keep walking.
Wow.
I did that a decent amount. Still graduated with a good GPA. What can I say, dude?
I'm a good kid. Never missed a day.
Yeah. Open campus wasn't all that, dude. I feel like open campus just made it harder because, like, I think it was just more pressure. I like having less choices.
Oh,
It
Yeah.
makes choosing things easier.
makes sense. My friend actually, he had open campus, and right next to a Mitsuwa. So every day he went to Mitsuwa for lunch.
That's
Like
cool.
all the Japanese food and ramen and stuff. I was like, what? That's insane. So I mean, I'm glad you had open campus lunch.
So when you were in high school and did you have to pay for like AP exams and stuff like that, or was it free for you?
I think they were free. I think you had to sign a form, and then, yeah, I think most of them were free.
I think for my school was $5 an AP exam for me.
I think I think it was reduced price or something, just so you could pay for the paperwork.
What about
But I-
SATs?
SAT, I don't remember that far back.
Oh,
I think that was reduced pricing too. I'm pretty sure I remember paying some amount. It wasn't that much though. It was less than 100. So
how was your financial aid in college?
for financial aid in college? I got, let's see here. I think I got a full tuition ride to UCR, but not like for food and for like extra other stuff that you need. So I had to take out loans for that, which I think is what a lot of people did. How about you? Did you have the same thing?
So I had pretty good financial aid, but like I said, I was first generation in the U.S. and my parents thought we wouldn't be able to afford college because like when you go to presentation, they would be like 4 years of UCR, like, or each year UCR is like how much, like 15K or something like that, right? And then so my parents signed me up for this like cram school. so I could take an entrance exam at a university in Mexico, and I did that every night of my senior year for like a month and a half, and then my financial aid came in, and I was like, I think we only had to pay like 1,000 out of pocket each quarter, and I talked to my parents about it, and they're like, we can cough that money up, so I was able to afford to go to school, which I'm pretty thankful for. Because I really like living in the U.S. as much as I, talk shit about it sometimes. And then when I was in college, my first year, I was lucky that we had Penland because we had dining hall because that's how I would feed myself. And I think my dad was giving me like $40 or $60 a week. Is that right?
You got allowance in college?
Yeah, because he wanted me to like not have to work, so he gave
Okay.
me some money. I think maybe 40. Was it 40 or 60? No,
50.
actually no. I'm lying. I'm lying. He gave me. I think he gave me. Like.
A small loan of $5
No,
million.
I think he gave me like $500 a quarter. I think he gave me money every quarter. Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds right. And then. After my first year, we found out my dad was gonna get laid off. So then I started working to start saving money.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I got a job at a beef plant, and I worked in the fields. Then I worked at the dining hall. So that kind of brings me to like, I have a question for you. How did you pay for your stuff? Because like when I met you, was your first year of college? Because I'm a year older than you, and
Right.
you had a really nice camera. And
Okay.
my first impression would have been that you were like rich, because I was like, wow, look at this kid with a nice camera. How did you afford a nice camera?
I think as a kid, my parents always promoted me to save money. Everywhere we go, it's like, oh look, this is on sale. Oh look, this is on sale. So I guess that mentality, I brought that mentality to college. So throughout my first year, I barely went out to eat because I had dining hall, right? So I would just use all my dining hall food, and then be very frugal with my money. And when I decided I wanted to buy a camera, I didn't have enough money. It's like the camera I have right now is like back then I think I paid like $420, something like that, for the camera. And I bought it used on eBay. Actually, it wasn't new, so I wanted to buy it used. And I saved up the money by actually getting a job at Subway at my university. But so once I saved up about $500, and then I realized that work actually like made my grades worse because I couldn't like handle both time management, both of them. So I quit that job at Subway, and then I just bought this camera, and then just keep on saving, and then you can save up and buy whatever you want. I think it's
That makes me kind of sad.
goal.
Well, first of all, I guess before I say what makes me sad is, I just want to point out that when you worked at Subway, I visited you once and you dropped my sandwich. And-
no,
Yes.
I didn't. No.
You know what's funny? I actually don't remember if you. I think okay. I think throughout the years that store has been distorted. I think you dropped someone else's sandwich, but I was there. Is that right?
No, I think it's your sandwich, but okay. For how I remembered it, okay, maybe I have memory problems or something, but I was making I was in the vegetable area, but you order your meat first, right? So what you do is you order your meat, and if you want to toast it or not. So Roberto wanted to toast it, so his food was in the toaster, and then what happens when it's done toasting is you have to take it out of the toaster or else it'll burn. So we leave it on the door of the toaster, that like the sandwich. And what I did was, I think when I was getting, you had two toasters right next to each other. I was getting a different the bread next to his, and then my elbow like knocked over on the door, and then his sandwich fell down, and then Roberto was like, "No, David."
But so you did drop my sandwich then.
Yes.
Okay, then what's so wrong about my story?
Yeah, but it was an accident. Okay, I didn't do it on purpose.
Okay, yeah, I think that was implied. I never, okay, that's fine. But that, okay, going back to the topic before this one, it does make me sad kind of to hear how you would, because you mentioned that you used to like not go out, and I remember we kind of peer pressure you to go out to get food with us a lot your first year, and you would say no, and I feel kind of bad. I hope we didn't peer pressure you too hard.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, I think it was worth it. If anything, just take out more loans. That's my mentality. Just leave it to future David to figure it out. Which is me now, and I don't regret it at all.
You don't regret it?
I don't regret. I
Same.
feel like our school education system is terrible, especially for
It
low
is.
income people. Going to college is really rough. So I hope that changes sometime in the future.
Hmm.
Yeah. How
I
did you pay
think
for your stuff?
just loans, and the money I saved up. Um, I used to be better at saving. I had more self control. I think that's for
No.
me. That's one of the hardest things. Like now that I have a little bit of money, I don't think I never had to manage money because I never had much money to begin with. You know. Now that I have some money, it's like money. Okay, money is such a complicated topic, dude. I thought you just went to college, got a good job, and then saved easy, bought a house, and then like just died, right? But it turns
Just
out that you had to like invest, mutual fund, 401k, Roth IRA, stocks,
Dogecoin.
ETFs, Dogecoin, you know, passive income, like mortgage. It's like this shit's so complicated and taxing. I don't know. Anyways,
And then
let's not get too depressed.
oh yeah, once you get kids, you have to worry about feeding them and managing their finances too. It's gonna be great. It just gets harder until you retire, I guess.
Dude, one of my coworkers, I hope he doesn't listen to this. It'd be kind of weird if he does. He is kind of like very money oriented. He went to a baby shower, right? And they had a registry. And he was talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, they have this registry, right?" And I thought about buying them like some clothes that they want, but the baby's just gonna outgrow that like in a few months. So you know what I got him instead? What? I got them bonds, and they can sell it when they're 18, and they can use it for their future. That's what a good friend gives them. And I was like, dude, on my head, I was like, man, you suck. If I ever have a baby, I'm not invited, dude.
Yeah, these bonds.
It's such a like asshole gift. Because it's like it's a good gift, but it's such a I don't know.
I mean, you can't use it now, right?
Yeah.
So, that's I don't think that's a really good gift either.
What about family vacations? Did you have any go on vacations or any of that sort?
I think as a kid, my parents would make a really big deal about doing a day trip to the beach or to like an amusement park. Like it's like we're packing up for like a week ahead. We make sure everything's ready, and then we gotta get the schedule down for just one day event
Mm-hmm.
to go to like Great America or something. And I think we only went really a big event maybe two, three times a year when I was a kid, if I remember correctly. And so we
Any
didn't go out
overnight
that
trips?
much. Hmm?
Any overnight trips?
I don't think I did actually. I think I was back then. My mom didn't make as much money. I didn't even go to science camp in elementary school, where there was like a 1 week overnight stay at a camp thing. I didn't even go to science camp, so that was really sad.
That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, the only overnight stay I did was at my cousin's place, if that counts. But it's free, free rent and everything, free stay. So, I think even nowadays, I have money and I want to treat my parents to go to like back to Vietnam or go to like any country they want, but they didn't want to go for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, maybe they're old to travel or they don't want to, do it. I don't know, but it's been my life. How about yours?
So I think something that's different about you and me. It's I live half my life in Mexico. Even when I moved to the U.S., I live in a border town, and we would go to Mexico all the time. So when you have dollars in Mexico, they can go a long way. And we used to go to like beach cities, not too far, maybe like 3 or 4 hours away. And then I remember one time we stayed at this cheap hotel, because we went to this place called Ensenada, and we stayed at this cheap hotel. And as a child, I was probably like 4. No, I was about like 12, 13, maybe 14. Yeah, and then I go to this TV. I turn it on, and there's just like porn playing, and my mom jumps like 5 feet and like covers my eyes. And then my dad was so pissed off. He went to like the front desk and we got a refund. Went to a different hotel.
Oh my god.
He was really upset. But other than that, yeah, we went to like day trips to like water parks, but we didn't really ever do anything like too like Maybe we went to Dallas a couple times because that's where my most of my family's at. Um, but sometimes I hear like people
That's
go
fun.
into like, all over the place in the U.S. and part of me wishes I could have had that with my parents. But now that we're older and my parents make more money and I make some money, maybe we could start doing some of that stuff. Like better late than never.
Yeah, that's true. And
Do you
how
have any?
did you? Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead.
How did you like get to those places? Did you like drive a car? Or did you fly or?
Uh, so for Texas we flew. Except one time where we drove.
Oh.
My dad was just wanted to drive. Mostly just drive. Luckily, my dad is very good at saving, like
Mm.
extremely good at saving. So he was always able to like cuff up like, you know, serviceable cars. But that kind of reminds me. Do you have any funny stories about cars? Because like my dad got unlucky with a few cars. Like one time like we bought a car that just kept breaking down on us, and we had to get out of the car and push it to get it to
Oh.
start. And
Uh-huh.
it was miserable, And one time we also we were in the like driving, and then the car just stops running. We open the hood and it's on fire, Because sometimes he would get unlucky with some of these cheap cars he would get. So he learned his
Pretty
lesson.
unlucky.
He
Mm.
never got unlucky with Hondas, so then we just stuck with Hondas. We got pretty unlucky with Ford and Chevrolet. I
Mm.
think Mazda he's pretty big fan of, and Hondas he's a big fan of. Is Mazda Japanese?
I don't think so.
Well, he likes Mazda and Hondas a lot.
Let me check here. Mazda is Japanese. Haha.
Nice, that explains a lot.
Yeah. My family also only gets Toyotas and Hondas, so we're
What
reliable.
about? Do you have any funny stories about cars growing up?
I don't think I do. I remember my dad's car as a kid. He had this really bright baby blue Toyota car. And I was like, why did you pick this color? It's so bright. And then,
That's iconic.
yeah, is it?
Yeah.
And back in the day, I guess, we sold. It was so old. We had to roll down the. I don't know if people watching this know, but cars back in the day, there's this like wheel you had to like turn around to roll down the window. It wasn't electronic, so you had to do this.
Okay.
It's
Wait, I want to
hilarious.
put a parentheses right here. So, David's telling me this story, right? And when we were in college, my first car was a Honda Civic 2000, and it had one of those windy windows. And David got in the car. He was so fascinated by it, like he'd never seen one before. But now I'm finding out that he was just poor shaming me. He
What
had
do you
seen
mean?
one before.
I did back in like when I was elementary school. I was like, oh look.
Dude, you were poor shaming me so hard back then.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just
Well, but
kidding.
now you have a electronic car. It's all good. Everybody has an electronic car.
Speaking of poor shaming, tell me about your smartphone story. When did you get a smartphone?
My first smartphone. I really wanted a smart. Okay, I remember very, very, very clearly the day the Google Nexus came out. It was a Nigga Higa video. It was like, look at this smartphone. It has a touch screen and everything. I was like, wow. And I could do apps and then you could play videos on it. And I was like, wow, this is the future right here. Is smartphones. I want to get it. And I showed my mom the video, and then she's like, no. How much is it? It's like $500 or something. It's like, no. So I had to keep my old like, I don't know if you know the LG chocolate phone. It's like a brick phone, and it's not a smartphone, but it has a
Yeah.
touchscreen, but it's like terrible. And I also had one of those. After that, I had a flip phone, which had a keyboard
Mm-hmm.
in it. I don't know. It's called the like, LG Versa, I think, and I had that
Oh.
for a long time until college. So by the time college happened, I think my mom was making a bit more money,
Mm-hmm.
and I was also willing to take out loan money for a phone. So I got my first smartphone sophomore year of college when I was rooming with Bruno. Yeah. Before then, I actually bought a tablet, like a Google tablet, and then I remember Bruno telling me, he's like, hey, once you get a smartphone, you're never gonna use that again. And then as soon as I got one, I never used it again. Just tossed
Yeah,
it underneath my bed.
I mean, I knew that because like David, I had a flip phone. Okay, for me, my cell phone history is when I was a eighth grader. My dad bought me like one of those Sprint phones that had the walkie-talkie on it, and he would always just walkie-talkie me.
Ooh, what? That's a thing.
Yeah, you didn't hear those? Look it up. Sprint,
No.
Sprint walkie-talkie. It was like they
So it's,
discontinued it like forever ago. But it's a walkie-talkie. It was like a phone with a walkie-talkie, and you would just be like, "That would walkie-talkie me." It's like radio over, and then
yeah.
um,
What was the range on that? Like.
anyway, it was like essentially like a phone call, but it was just a walkie-talkie instead.
Okay. Okay.
And
Cool.
and my dad liked it because it was like $1 a day. If you walkie-talkie to anyone, it was $1 a day, no matter how long you talked.
Mm.
They didn't charge you for minutes back then. It was just a walkie-talkie, and it was kind of embarrassing because people would make fun of me and be like, "Why are you walkie-talking your dad?" Dude, that shit was so embarrassing. But
I never heard of that before.
I wish I just owned that. I wish I was. I just was like, "Hey, yeah, walkie-talking, dude. Who cares, dude? Fuck you." But
Yeah, talking to my parents, man. Yeah.
yeah, and then I had that, and then I think my dad bought me a smartphone as a college present, or like high school graduation present. It was like a random Android that we bought. It was like $200, and I thought it was so expensive back then. It was pretty expensive, but and the Android was, I'm sure it was good at the time, but it sucked, And then, I went to college with that phone. After a year, it died, and I bought the Samsung Galaxy S3, and I loved that phone. But before that, my Android was dying on me, so I couldn't even use the app. So then I bought an iPod Touch with my scholarship money, so I could use apps. And then once I got the S3, I never used my iPod Touch ever again. No, sorry. I got a tablet. I gave you my iPod Touch.
Yeah.
And then I got my S3, and after the S3, I never used the tablet again.
Similar story.
Yeah.
Of the three.
What else?
Yeah, I mean, I also had an iPod that my best friend gave me in middle school, and I used that throughout college, throughout high school and college too, actually, until I got my smartphone.
What kind of music players did you have before that, or was that your first music player?
I think my first music player, or how I listened to music, was when, I think in middle school, I learned how like cassette tapes, you can record on cassette tapes. So I would make my own mixtape using a cassette tape recording system, and then I would record something on YouTube or the radio, and then I would press record every time a good song that I know came up. So I have this tape with all my favorite songs in it, and every time I wanted to study or listen to music, I would put that on the cassette tape, and I played it. And then I think later on, I discovered like these really amazing things called like portable CD players. I don't know if you know. But so it basically works on a battery, and then you put a CD in, and then you can play music on it. So I would burn it like 20 songs into a CD, and then I would put on headphones and I would walk around in school and thought I was the coolest kid listening to music with this big CD.
So I think my story is pretty similar to yours, actually. So my first experience in music was I was a sixth grader, and we had what they call the reading point store, where like if you had reading points, you could buy stuff at the store with. And I had the most points out of everyone at the school, at least in my grade. So then I bought a Walkman, and I would just listen to the radio with it. And then I got a CD player, and I would just walk to school like a year later with the same store. I got a CD player, and I would just like rip CDs like you. But then I would always just like randomly like scratch a CD just by walking. It would just hit my book or something, and it would just scratch. Do you remember how annoying that was as a logistic? Just scratch CDs.
Yeah, it's just you get one scratch and then the CD itself is like ruined. I heard you can fix it with like toothpaste. I never tried it though, but you can like scrub it.
After that, I bought like a MP3 player with allowance money for like $60. It was like an iPod Shuffle, like the little square one, but like just a generic MP3 player. And then I saved some more money, and I bought myself an iPod monochromatic. I forgot what they were called. You know what I'm talking about? The
Monochromatic. Isn't that Shuffle still?
Is it called Shuffle? Let me see.
It's like Shuffle 2nd Gen or something. I think it's like the one that doesn't have like many buttons. And
It's
like
just a circle.
It's a circle.
Yeah, it's
Okay, never
called
mind.
Apple iPod Nano, 4th generation.
Wait a minute, that's not a. Oh wait, I had that. I had the 4th generation too.
Yeah, and then I bought that, and then like a month into having it, I got it stolen at school, dude.
Oh, okay, I didn't get my stuff. But who stole it? She'll find out.
I have an idea who did, but I was never able to, confront this person about it.
Dude.
So
Tell me his name. I'll go talk to him right now.
I think his name was. It's been so long. I think his name was Gustavo, but I don't think he's on social media.
Oh, screw you, Gustavo.
After that, it was okay.
Got
I think I just went
iPod Touch.
back. I went back to my MP3 until I finally got an iPod Touch years later. Um, Speaking of like kind of other kids
Insane.
and being poor, how did you dress in like high school or like even just when
Poor.
you didn't have money? Yeah.
Oh my god, clothes. I don't know where to start. My clothes were. If anybody who knows me looks at photos from like my middle school, I wore the same gray sweater, my whole like middle school life. I wore it so much that the sleeves would get like ripped, and I would still wear it. I don't know why. I don't know what was wrong with me. I would still wear it, and I wore that everywhere with me, along with like some really like janky JC Penney like jeans or something. It looked really terrible. And other than that, I think a lot of my clothes were hand-me-downs because I have some cousins that are like a few years older than me, and they would grow out of their clothes and they would give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would also wear. And I mean, my attire was abysmal in college. Oh, not in college. In when I was a kid, so I didn't have much free will, and I didn't really care, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? You look like you kind of guy with some style, you know.
So I think I have some style now, but back then, actually, even back then, I tried to make it work, but it was tough because like I was limited to two things, money, and my parents were pretty strict with what I wore, so I had to make it work. Most of the time, we shopped at like JCPenney, Macy's, and like in high school, all the cool kids wore like Volcom or like the famous Stars and Stripes shirt or like DC, Hurley, and we just wear like pretty plain shirts and like pretty. I think what people used to make fun of me a lot was my shoes because I wore like, I think in middle school I would wear like these boots, like what do they call like the ones that Drake wore that one time on the Hotline Bling video? I forgot they're called.
You asking me?
Timberland.
Timberlake?
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves?
Holy shit, dude.
I don't know. I
it's
wore
not Timber,
knockoff
dude,
Nikes.
we're gonna get made fun of for saying that.
Timberland?
No, they're called Timberland. Yeah. Yeah, Timberland shoes.
Oh,
And
I see them right now.
People used to make fun of me for that, and but then they became cool, but people used to make fun of me for that. And I remember one time, I went to Macy's and I saw this shirt with a monkey with a boombox, and there was like a rainbow coming out of it, right? And I wore it to school. It was a pretty loud shirt, to be honest, but I thought it was cool. And I wore it to school, and this kid and for the whole class was like, "Hey, everyone, look at Roberto's shirt." And everyone looked at me. He's like, "What are you trying to tell us, Roberto? What are you trying to say with that shirt?" And I felt so embarrassed. I never wore it to school again. And yeah, that guy was nice to me for the most part, but that was one thing that he did that was kind of mean.
You wear it as pajamas now.
Yeah, but then eventually I was able to I think I was able to get like some decent clothing just by shopping sales and some of my allowance, and doing odd jobs on the side.
It's good.
Is there
Buy
anything
your
that
own
you feel
clothes
like you missed out on because your parents couldn't, like, you mentioned Space Camp earlier? Was there other stuff like that you missed out on?
that I missed out on.
Yeah, like Space Camp. They say you couldn't go for like a week because
I think a lot of my friends invited me to go to like out of the country
Oh,
for like summer vacation and
Yeah.
stuff. But then my mom was like not passport costs a lot of money, so and we're not gonna travel much anyway, so they didn't give us that. And then I think I missed getting a good computer. I think my computer was a handed down from a cousin, I think, and I couldn't play all the games I wanted. And also I didn't have good internet either. Okay, so I think back in the day I used to have dial-up, and dial-up it connects to your phone line for internet, and so you can't use your phone and do on the internet every time, and it was so slow, it could barely load websites. And then once we got to high speed internet, by high speed it was like 150 kilobytes per second or something. It was really,
Mm-hmm.
it was back then. It was faster time. So I was a really big MapleStory fan. So I went to download MapleStory, and I think back then it was like 2 gigs or something, and it took me 20 hours to download the whole game. I was like, what? It's so slow. I can't do this. And I
it's crazy.
hated having slow internet. But other than that, I mean, I think I had for the most part everything else as a kid. I mean, I didn't feel like anything was missing. Did you feel anything was missing as a kid?
I think for me, the only thing that I ever bring up to my parents when they ask me like, what did you miss out on? So when I was in Mexico, my parents used to both work like 2 jobs just to get money for us, and I used to be like the best goalie in school, and they really wanted me to join the school's team because I played in this like inter-school tournament, and it's to pick the best players for each role, and my team we won the tournament because I was a really good goalie, and I really wanted to do it, and then my parents talked to me, they're like, hey, we would like you to do it, but we just can't because of our work schedules. And I honestly wasn't that upset back then because I was like, oh, it's fine. No, I understand. I really wasn't upset because to me, as long as I got to play soccer, I was happy. And I would play soccer, during lunch, and I would play soccer after school back near home. So my parents really, regret that. And part of me regrets it too. I wonder, how things could have been differently because I was really good at soccer. And sometimes I really miss playing soccer, but I guess I just didn't really have the kind of, like, to me, this kind of off topic, but when I moved to the U.S. and we had lunch, in Mexico, I would play soccer every lunch. And in the U.S., soccer was banned. They said it was too dangerous to play. So instead, you could play dodgeball, kickball, and football. But soccer was banned. And looking back, I think maybe there was like a little bit racist undertone, maybe. But, it's okay. Maybe they just really care about our safety.
How's football safer than soccer?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I just remember in 6th grade, they didn't let me play soccer during lunch.
Oh, man.
Isn't it crazy, though? Cause, like, how we went from, like, I don't know about you, but in 6th grade, it was, like, just play games during lunch. And we loved it. And in 7th grade, all of a sudden, it's like, you would just sit at the table and just be cool with your friends. You're too cool to play games at lunch. I don't know. Was that like that for you? Or?
Oh, for
Actually,
me,
sorry, go ahead.
I don't think we had much activity in middle school, in high school.
What about like elementary school? What kind of sports did you like playing in elementary school?
Elementary school, definitely, I was a super athletic guy.
No way.
I think, yeah, I was usually one of the first picks in basketball. I think basketball was my main sport. I was called the 3-dunk wanderer because I did score a bunch of 3-pointers, Roberto. Let me tell you.
I can't imagine that.
And I would play that. I think my basketball was cool and all, but I think my favorite was this game called Butts Up. I don't know if you know this game, but it's a game with a tennis ball. And what you do is you would throw a ball to the wall, and the next person would have to catch the ball without it bouncing. And if you couldn't catch it or it bounced, you would have to run to the wall, and then the next person's turn, they would have a chance to throw the ball at your butt, kind of thing. Yeah. And that was really fun.
We call that. What do we call that? We call that like. I forgot what we called it, but I know maybe crossfire, something like that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's really popular. And then there was also kickball. I think we did kickball a lot, and I was suck at kicking, but I would be great at catching.
Okay, you say that, but it's because you had no competition. Because when we played kickball in college, and I demolished they had to stop playing that tournament when I was in college because they were like, Roberto's too OP, you can't nerf him. So, can you vouch that I was the best kickball player of all time?
I
UC Riverside?
Don't remember. We played kickball.
Dude, I was so good.
I don't remember playing kickball. Why did we play kickball?
It was usually this might be too much info, but like it was usually the weekend of M-ball for some reason.
Oh.
We did it twice as a fundraiser.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And I just destroyed it every time.
Yeah, Roberto.
They called me the kicker of balls.
Yeah. Wow, I'm proud of you.
Since we're flexing about elementary school days, I was actually ranked the 3rd best tetherball player.
Who on whose ranking? Who ranked that?
Just everyone knew it because everybody played tetherball, and it was always like, people had like a common understanding who was number 1, number 2, number 3.
Isn't tetherball like super dangerous though?
I guess so. I was just number three. Didn't matter. I
Oh,
was amazing.
did you ever get like hit or anything or like get injured?
Probably, but I was like, I
You're
was a
proud
tough
of it.
kid, kind of. Not really. I was a big
Yeah.
crybaby. I used to cry easily.
Oh, you have any instances at
Just one time,
school?
this girl was like, your nose looks like a pig nose," and I started
Uh,
crying.
Wait, from an insult?
I would just cry randomly. I think I grew out of it like maybe seventh grade when I was like,
Hmm.
I'm gonna get bullied if I don't stop crying.
See, I cried a lot too. My parents taught me to never get in trouble, because if you get in trouble, you might have to pay, or you might have to cause other people trouble. So and every time I got in trouble, I would cry. So
Oh, me too. I got in trouble a lot. Most of the time I try to get in trouble for just talking too much.
oh, what? How do you
Yeah,
get in trouble
so
for
they're
that?
like, they're just like, Roberto wouldn't shut up in class today. Okay,
You gotta
so
write down.
no, I remember one time, dude. I'm not gonna forget this shit. So we had this teacher, right, and people that went to my school can vouch for this. So there was this time, right, and I was actually like, I used to like drawing, right? I was drawing, and everybody was talking in class. It was the middle of class. The teacher was busy. Everyone's talking. I'm drawing. I turn around. I start talking to my friend, and this teacher's just like, Roberto, shut up. And everyone's like, whoa. And I was like, what the heck? Everybody else was talking. Like, why are you singling me out? And she's just like, yeah, but your voice is just like there. And then I was just like, okay. Dude, teachers, I'm looking back. I mean, some of the best people I ever met in my life were teachers, first of all. And they are
Yeah.
underappreciated, underpaid. But some teachers would get into beef with me. And I was like 13. Like, how are you going to beef with a 13-year-old? You're like mid-20s. It's like, I can't imagine me, I'm 26, beefing with like a 13-year-old right now. Like, if 13-year-old's talking too much, just be like, go to the principal's office, dude. Just shut up. You're being loud. Go. But these people get like, take it personal, dude.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted to bully you or something.
Kind of, we're getting towards the end of the show, but let's make it so spicy. Did not
Spicy.
have money growing up or in college. Did it ever inhibit you or affect your, how do I say this, your journey with girls in any way?
Girls, like not having money?
Yeah, like, did you ever not go on a date? Because did
Easy.
you ever change your behavior? Did you ever lie about something?
I don't know. I don't think I would lie for what that, but financially, I think I was good enough to what's it called, pay for myself. But I would be nervous, like the stereotypical, oh, the guy needs to pay for the meal when you go on a date. The guy needs to do this. The guy needs to pick you up, and that was the really big hurdle because I didn't have a car anywhere in college, anytime in my school life, and I think that was a really big factor of not like approaching getting a girlfriend, because then what kind of guy like has a girlfriend and the girlfriend has to pick up the guy? That's kind of lame.
A very progressive one? Okay, dude, what the heck?
Okay, but I mean, for my experience, that's what I thought. I was like, there's no way I can get a girlfriend if I can't drive myself to pick her up or to go places. And I don't know, but nowadays I think it's better. Having a car really helps. Yeah. What about you, Roberto?
So
Any
there's
girl
one thing that
problems?
comes to mind. I already, Sherry knows this, but one time, with Ariane, my car, the old Honda Civic, my AC died, right? And I was supposed to meet up with her and pick her up, and then it was so hot. It was so hot. I was sweating on the drive there. So then I just stopped like at a Carl's Jr. for some reason, and I just went inside, waited for the sun to go down, like at 8 p.m. And then I drove the rest of the way because she used to live like an hour away, right? So I drove like 30 minutes. I just stopped somewhere, chilled in the AC for like 2 hours. And then once the sun was down, I went to pick her up because by then it wasn't too hot. I need the AC. I was just like, hey, let's just roll down our windows. Isn't this fun?
Is this fun? Yeah, we don't save energy. Don't turn on the AC.
So we hung out, and then I got my AC fixed like a few days later or something like that. But I think how that I have a better car with better AC. My AC was dying on me, and I just couldn't find the money to fix it.
It's terrible. I think I have something similar too. When after my UCL orientation, right, I was going back home, driving up back to San Jose. So it was like 6 hours, 7 hour ride. And it was in the dead summer, heat of the summer. So it was so hot. And I was driving with a friend who also, I drove to orientation. And then my mom was driving us back home. And she refused to turn on the AC for some reason. We were so sweaty.
Yikes.
And my friend was there too. And she was complaining like, hey, yo, David, can you like tell your mom to turn on the AC? And then I asked her. She said, no. I was like, what do you mean no? So we had it was... I hate it. AC, like, even nowadays, I don't have AC in my house, and I miss it. I think it's very necessary to have AC. And I take it for granted sometimes.
So
I play some
this
AC.
is kind of similar topic, kind of off topic. I don't know. So after my dad drove me to orientation, and he's like, "Hey, my mom, me and your mom can't pick you up. So can you figure out a way back home?" So I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "I'm gonna just Greyhound back home." And at the time, I was in cross country, so I used to run 3 miles all the time, right? And then, so I go to orientation. Orientation's over. I had a Greyhound ticket, right? And the Greyhound station from UC Riverside was 3 miles, right? And I was like,
Okay.
I run that all the time. I would just
okay.
walk there, right?
Okay.
So I walked there, right? And the maps took me to this place called Greyhound Express Mail System. So it was like so I get there, I'm like, this is not the Greyhound. And I start freaking out because my bus is leaving like in 30 minutes. And then, first of all, can we appreciate that I walked 3 miles after orientation? Like, do you understand how crazy that is looking back? I just did it because I was like, I don't know any better. Like, I just, no one can pick me up. I don't have money for a taxi. I'm just going to walk. Like, do you understand how far away this was, David? This is further than downtown. Like, this is like pretty far. You know, imagine walking from UC Riverside to like downtown, but further. Do you understand how far that is?
That's pretty far, yeah.
Imagine walking that. Like, can you believe I did that? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, were you carrying stuff too?
I had a suitcase.
Holy shit.
I was just rolling it, dude, like a fucking
rolling it for
like
3
a
miles.
kindergarten kid.
The driver's like, look at this kid. Where's he going?
No, I think the only bad part was it was kind of embarrassing seeing about my orientation friends getting picked up by their parents. I'm like, all right, peace, dude. And they just see me walking down like Main Street or something, dude. It's so embarrassing.
Little kid.
But
Well, did you make it?
So I did critical thinking. I pulled out my Greyhound ticket. I look at the real address, and then I type in, because I think I had just on Google Maps I typed in like Greyhound, and it took me to this place. But when I typed in the address in the ticket, the Greyhound station was like maybe like a few blocks away, so I was able to make it on time.
Well, that's good.
It was mad stressful, dude. And I just Greyhounded from Riverside to home. It was like a 6-hour bus ride because just Greyhound takes forever.
That is rough.
Yeah.
Wow. Independence. You got home alone.
I've been on my own since I was like 17, pretty much. I mean, my parents have been supportive, but I've been on my own since 17. It's kind of crazy. Almost 10 years.
10 years.
10 years in September, dude. That's since I left home, pretty much. That's
Speaking
crazy, dude. I think I'm pretty great. I think I should have myself out more, dude.
Yeah. Have more confidence in yourself.
I'm 5'7", and
Great.
have a decent job, and I don't have to walk to the Greyhound station anymore. I got a dub.
I have a car now, I also can use my AC in the car anytime I want. I don't have to roll down the damn window anymore.
Yeah.
Torture.
Anything else that we were forgetting about this topic?
How about like gifts? Like birthday gifts, Christmas as a kid? Did you get anything like significant?
So, like I said, my dad was really good at saving. So he would always come through for birthdays and Christmases. And I mean, he gave me... I can't complain, honestly. I think the advantage that we had, the only reason we made it in the U.S. is because we qualified for a lot of like financial aid. Even like in the apartments. We live in like low-income apartments where we only pay like $300 for a 2-bedroom apartment. It was like government assistance. So... and then a lot of my parents would buy groceries in Mexico just because they were cheaper, and they were just able to save a lot of money, and so they would always come through. But yeah, I almost only got gifts on like Christmas and my birthday, and if I got like a 4.0, they would give me like a little something. And I mean, they always came through for me with gifts. I can't really pinpoint. I mean, they gave me a GameCube, and I really appreciated that. And that's kind of how I became somewhat of a gamer, but not really. They got me a bike, that I really enjoyed before I outgrew it. No, that's a different bike.
Oh, it's like it got stolen.
This bike was when I was like 5, and the second bike I bought when I was like 15.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I know my parents were always pretty clutch with gifts. I think giving gifts is harder just because you don't have money. So most of the time you just have to get crafty or.
True.
Yeah. What about you?
Makes sense. I don't know. I think for the most part, my birthday and Christmas, my parents think it's kind of close together because mine's in February. And I don't know if that's close, but they would just like
it was close
bunch
enough.
it up together. Yeah, they were like, it's close enough. It's bunched together. What do you want for your birthday / Christmas? And then I would tell them something. I remember I was a really big fan of NX Cash, which is like the crypto, the like premium currency for MapleStory. And then I asked my mom to buy this for me one day, like this card at like Target. And then my mom was like, "What the hell is this? I ain't buying this for you. What is this mysterious card?" So I got really sad. And then I just asked for like cash, and then I bought it afterwards, I guess. So
Smart.
yeah, I needed that cash. I need that Maple NX. So yeah, that was my gifts. I mean, I didn't give much either, actually, because I didn't have money to get a good gift. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with you.
Let me think.
Anything else?
No, gifts were okay. I mean, now my mom just tells me to give her money because my mom just says like you suck at gift giving, and my dad's like everything I want to have. So usually I get them stuff that I think they'll like, or just give my mom money because she just likes to have more.
That's true. That's good.
I think my love language is like gift giving. By the way, like I like gift giving, but I don't like gift getting.
Oh, I'm not gonna give you anything anymore.
Okay.
Dude, okay, I remember. I gave you a Tracer cup. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
Yeah.
I feel like that was my first significant gift to you. I don't remember.
Yeah, I still have it.
I feel like okay.
You want me to bring it up next episode?
No, you don't have to. But
Okay.
I was saying it's like I never saw it after.
What have I given you as a gift?
You gave me 2 Adidas pants.
Oh yeah.
You gave me your handy down. I don't know if this is a gift or handy down, but you gotta give me handy down monitor and keyboard. Yeah, you gave me a Benz Q.
It was a brand new monitor.
Oh, it's brand new. Oh, I didn't know that. Why did you give it to me then?
Because I wanted you to have it.
Oh.
Because you needed one.
Wow, you're so friendly. Thank you.
What the heck? I bought it on Amazon. It was on sale. I'll say that much.
Okay. Well, Robert, I appreciate you. It served me well. And then your keyboard, that I don't know if you bought it for me, but the really loud one, it was blue switches. It was like clack 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 clack. Yeah, I used that for a while.
I still don't use that one.
Yeah, I don't remember what else you gave me. I can on top of my head, but pretty sure there's more. Love me.
I gave you food, probably.
Yeah, I remember our second year, we were super cheap with apartments, and then we had to split rent. And what I did, which I thought was fair, was split the apartment into, it was 3 rooms, right? So we split evenly between rooms. I didn't care about the size, but I realize now that maybe I screwed up one of my housemates.
We kind of did. I mean, we kind of owned it, but we kind of made it up to him when we gave him the master bedroom at the new place.
New place, it's true.
Shout out Kent.
Hey, yeah. So the rent we had was like what, 100 something? Was it 100 something?
No, it was like 200 a person.
200 something. Yeah. It was like 500 per person per room.
Subsidize us. but we subsidized him. Oh, the only person that got screwed out of it, in my opinion, was probably James. Shout out to James, because he wasn't part of the apartment and he lived with us in the house.
That's true. Remember that.
That was and then me. Oh yeah, good times. We could talk about some more time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
Getting pretty long.
I think David might be down in a few weeks. Maybe we'll do one in person. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, that might be fun. Yeah, I'll be going down to San Diego and then to
Wait, don't
LA
dox yourself.
area. Yeah.
We have a lot of fans, dude. I don't want them like just chasing your hotel down.
Oh crap. Well, by the time this is uploaded, I'll be long, not there
Gone.
anymore. I'll be
Yeah, we'll
long
see. I'll try
gone.
to get this up by next Monday if I can, but I am gonna be moving, so I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
I should be
Well,
fine. I should be able to do it. I'll work on it
sh-
tomorrow.
yeah. Thank you guys for watching or listening, tuning in. If you're viewing on YouTube, make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. You know all that stuff that YouTubers do. And if you're on Spotify, follow, give us good, share our podcast, and yeah, thanks for watching and listening. Anything you have to say,
Alright.
Roberto?
Uh, on three, ready, David?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
We like chips.
chips. Okay.